A lot of pro streamers won't stream if Warwick... Okay, wait, hang on. Hang on, I want to call this one out here. X-Lezzy, a lot of pro streamers won't stream if Warwick is not nerfed. Do you think it is healthy that they give ultimatums like this? Who are a lot? A lot is usually defined as more than one. Who is a lot? Soju, Robin Songs, Precedent, Setsuko? You really think Robin Songs is just not going to stream for a month and a half? You believe that Robin Songs, whose career is streaming, is just not going to stream for a month and a half if we don't do that? Okay, cool. Of the ones you listed, one of them can afford to do that because they have enough money. So the thing is, they can make all the ultimatums, but like, we're not going to balance based on streamer ultimatums. Real talk. I mean, okay, so for those of you Soju fans that are asking about the Warwick thing, if you really want me to, I can break this down for you in like a non-sarcastic professional way after this game if you really, really want. And I'm only at 60% mental capacity right now because of my brain and I'm tired. And I can still do it if we really want to do that. So I can break it down for you, but you won't like the results. This is the clip where apparently Soju was very frustrated. And again, I mean this in the non-sarcastic way, but if we look at these board states, what we see here is a 6 Sorcerer, 4 Black Rose with Sorcerer Malzahar, but it has no mana regen, no Shojin, no Nashers, which is what Malzahar really likes. Only 2 Visionary. We have a LeBlanc 2, which is good. Not super solid here. So a lot of DPS. Not much frontline. Vlad 2, Nunu 1, Elise with 1 item. So really kind of not running a lot of frontline. Also has his target dummy in the backline for some reason, which isn't great. Up against a Scrap Comp, which has a Rumble 2, which is good. Echo 2 with very good items. Corky 2, very good items. And things like that. Now, when we look at this board, afterwards, he is going to complain about the Warwick and the Rumble 2. Rumble 2, they high rolled, it is what it is. But the Warwick, the thing about this fight is if you replace this Warwick with another 2-star Corky, or another 2-star Echo, or another 2-star Vi, would he still lose this fight? Probably. Probably, maybe even worse. They have a bunch of items. And I also want to point out, by the way, that this lobby, it's 6-1, and it's 15, 13, 13, 8, 5, 3. So it's a close lobby, too. It's a very close game, which means things are looking pretty good. No one's running away with the lobby. So, and yes, he is complaining about Rumble while he has LeBlanc 2, Malz 2. So, now he is 9, so it makes sense, but we're going to keep going. And we're going to see how the fight goes. And you can see, again, he's got a lot of damage, but the Scrap Shield preventing a lot of it, for sure. His front line is going to disappear very quickly here. We are 9 seconds into the fight, and the only front line he has is Scion. And everything else is at full health here. So, especially for a Sorcerer Malzahar, who needs time for the dots to go, it's just not really working. I think even at the most balanced state, if he won this fight, people would be saying Scrap is unplayable. I look at this fight and I'm like, again, if the game is perfectly balanced, he should lose this fight. He should absolutely lose this fight. Now, again, we're at this point here. He has no front line. Scion's dead. Target dummy there. And Warwick's dancing around and stuff. And then, you know, fight's over. And honestly, considering how it went, pretty close. Not that insane. But he ends up losing the fight. And we check the meters here, and it's mostly Rumble. If you were going to complain about anything, it feels like Rumble feels like the thing to complain about. Warwick did less than GP. And again, yes, I know Warwick is also tanking and healing and doing the execute, which is valuable. But the execute even, he did very little. So, I get it. Like, you know, you lost the fight, but, you know, your Malzahar didn't do much, which we talked about. It didn't have time for the dots to go. And you lose this fight. And I think at balance, like I said, if we always said 6 costs were supposed to be the equivalent of a 2-star 4 cost. I think if you take that Warwick and replace it with an Echo 2, a Vi 2, a Corky 2, you still lose this fight. You still lose. I don't think the Warwick really did much. And so then he goes on to rant about Warwick, which is weird for the context of this fight. I'm not even saying he's 100% wrong that Warwick might be a little strong, but to complain about it for this fight seems insane. So, yeah. So overall, like, I'm looking at this as the balance designer going, I don't see a problem with this. So, Soju lost earlier versus 5 Ambusher Smeech carry with a random Warwick with TG, and Warwick dealt 12k, Smeech 5k. So generally when that happens, what's happening is the Sorcerers probably burst down the Smeech, and if Warwick's the last one alive and healing a bunch, great. But again, like, wouldn't that be true of an Echo or any, like, Warwick is fine. So, I don't know. I look at this and I'm like, I don't really see a problem here. Someone just said the fight is very fast, which I generally dislike. It was 18 seconds, which is not that fast. But again, part of it was he had no real front line. Like, that front line was incredibly weak. He is all backloaded on his items. And again, the target dummy on the back line was a giant misplay. And Sorcerer Malzahar's just not doing a lot. So, also Powered Shield is pretty strong in Scrap. Yep, that's true too. So, again, overall, I look at this and I'm like, if he won this fight, the balance is bad.